Hi everyone. Yeah, so I'm doing all right. It hasn't been an eventful last few days. It's been quiet. I was skipping. I was saying that it's been quiet the last few days. So I started, on YouTube watching videos about homelessness, because I'm homeless. And, I came across one where there was a guy that he worked at a homeless shelter for several years, and he talked about his experience. And I felt that he nailed it, a lot of the things that he said were things I already knew, but it was nice to have it on a video for someone who had experience working in the shelter. Because a lot of the racist people who really don't care about me encourage me to go to a shelter as if it were a good place, and it's not. You don't sleep in shelters usually. You're awake, holding your stuff near you to make sure nobody steals it. The people who sleep are usually the ones getting stuff stolen. The police are constantly at shelters. The guy in the video said he grew up in the projects, and and working in a shelter, he still had to deal with the police even more than living in the projects, growing up in the projects. Most of the people who end up in shelters are convicted felons who people won't rent to them because of their record. Fights are going on all the time. The staff has to break up the fights. Like the guy said, his life was threatened many times. It's not a safe place. I'm not someone with a criminal record, although racist people are quick as anything to want to call the police on me for everything. For example, when I asked for an Uber at Newton Wellesley after the other one left, "Oh no, I'm calling the police." Alright, I don't have a criminal record. I worked in human services for 13 years, and I don't have a criminal record. And I need to keep it that way. Because if you have a criminal record, your life often is just ruined. Your opportunities are very limited, and often you end up homeless. That's not the case for me. I have no criminal record, no drug history, a career, I'm college educated, and I'm in this situation for a year. For a year. I need help. A shelter is not a solution. Housing is an apartment, whether it be my own apartment or an apartment with roommates. I need permanent housing. That's the only solution. And it's frustrating because I have a RAF check that I can use for housing, and I haven't been able to find an apartment that takes RAF. And I must have reached out to more than 50 people about apartments, and none of them were taking RAF. And I found that hard to believe, because I was reaching out to people in Chelsea, Revere, Lynn, and nobody takes RAF, in low-income places like that. I found that hard to believe. I'm being trapped in a situation. I promise you it's not drugs. I promise you it's political reasons. And if you follow my journey, if you follow me on YouTube and you watch the series of videos, especially the CMS Partners one, you'll see what I went through, who the victim truly was, and how I was unlawfully evicted and didn't get the option to have proper legal representation. It's a horrible thing that happened to me. And I'm struggling, and I'm in and out of hospitals, and I'm being stigmatized for that. Even though I've been in therapy since I was a teenager, so my mental health stuff goes back to my adolescence. It's not a new thing, but they stigmatize me for it because I'm homeless. They always mention the fact that I'm homeless whenever I seek out help for mental health. It always comes up, and that shouldn't be the case. I'm not asking them for an apartment when I go there for mental health treatment. You know? And all these hospitalizations and connections with the social workers, they haven't been able to find me even an apartment with roommates. I've done it on my own with no success. And I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that are like, why doesn't she just get a job? I've also applied to more than 50 jobs. And it was easier to apply to jobs when I had a car. But now that I don't have a car, it does limit me in the jobs that I can get, especially in my field where my main, responsibility or a main part of my job was doing home visits, which required me to drive. And now I can't even do that. And even so, going to a job interview, I'm going to bring all my belongings with me and be stigmatized. My dog is being boarded right now, but was I supposed to bring my dog on job interviews? And then with my credit being destroyed, I can't get out any type of loan, any credit card whatsoever. It has been a true nightmare, and I truly have been trapped, and I want people to understand that. Not that I need validation. I just hate when people think things about me that are untrue. I'm glad the people that know me, that actually know me, know what other people are saying is the furthest from the truth. I'm really trying to get out of this situation. I'm trying my best, and I'm doing everything I can. It was awful losing my cards and my phone. I'm working on it. Probably in the next couple of weeks, I'll have everything that I need again. I'll have a phone, I'll have my cards. I already made the request. But being out there without that stuff is even more dangerous. So many things have happened in the last year, and I didn't deserve any of them. Only the life lesson that I learned is how cruel the world is. Truly, truly cruel. And how certain people just lack empathy completely. They only care about themselves and people who are like them. And that's it. And that's unfortunate for me. But I still try every day. I'm not giving up. I'm doing everything I can to keep moving forward. And I just ask people, you watching my videos, you sharing my videos, that helps me. So thank you for doing that. If you want to subscribe to my YouTube, you can do that too. I'm just making sure. Somebody opened the door, so I'm not trying to have somebody in the background. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can donate money to my GoFundMe, to Venmo. These are all things that you can do to help. Well, thank you for listening, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.